Hey everybody, welcome back to school. Do you know that we are almost done and then we have a week off? Which means you can play or go outside. I hope the weather's good, or you can do more schoolwork, that never hurts. But I've been having fun finding out what you're doing. Silas is working on a 1,000-piece puzzle and Talitha knows how to do the work by herself. She just turns on the video and gets to work. And Beatrice, when she wants to do math, they're playing math games. And Amelia and Katie are talking about having a bake-off. We'll hear more about that. And Emmanuel is going to his grandma's house to do his work. And Lavender moved and she has a big backyard fenced in, so she gets to play outside between her studies in the morning and in the afternoon. And Matthias and his little brother were counting money because they set up a pet store in their basement. So that's how he was using his money that I put in the math package. And gee, I think that's everybody. So you're doing good. You're keeping busy and doing fun learning things, and that's important. So let's get started. Here's our what day of school we are on. So we are on 118. So that's pretty good. We're making progress. We're still having school, and I'm proud of you, boys and girls. You're just working hard. And we're going to do 118 on the little handprint. I've got these all going here, as you know, 118, and I will put that up there pretty soon. And let's turn to our March calendar. Today is March 25th. So we do a 2 and a 5, and we know that is March 25th, 2020. So that's all done, and you know how to do your copy work. So you just go ahead and do that. You know how to do that already. And I am going to talk to you about math. So now I'm going to move the camera a little closer to the chart because I would like you on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper to do one column or all of these. So you see I've started 0 plus 0 equals 2. So this is adding 2 to a number. Here are the doubles. And here are the numbers where the answer will always be 10. I put a box there because that just helps us remember those are our 10s. So I want you to do those. You have to do at least one, but it would be better to do all of them and just practice on your own. If you don't get them all done in the morning, you can do some of them later. And I'm going to just let you do that on your own time so you can go on and also do this. Now you have in your packet for today 2 things, flashcards and a worksheet. This is a subtraction. It's takeaways. So you got to remember, pay attention to what the operation is. It's called the operation. Some of them are doubles. You have to know that. Some of them take away the same amount. Some of them you take away 1. And some of them you take away 0. So work on this. Be very careful. Go slow. See what you can do. And I will show you how to do these flashcards. But first, look at my board. And you will know what I'm doing once I start the pattern. You will know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, keep watching. There you go. You see how I always put a 10 right there. I always have an equal sign. Look at my numbers, how they're changing. I'm going to keep going. So I would like you to write these down also. And I think we did do this at school. Does anybody remember? Did we do this on the board? You are so smart. I just am able to do so many things with you. And there's the last one. Now that's the pattern. But you know what? There's something a little more than just a pattern. It's actually showing you what happens when you take something away from an amount. So I'm gonna get my pennies and my board. Now I have a different board right here. I just took a piece of paper and made lines with my ruler. I drew a line here and here and here. And then I drew lines to make blocks of 5. Now I'm gonna actually put it this way. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom. So you could do that. That would be very helpful if you just take a plain piece of paper and do that. And then watch what I do. So watch me do my camera here. Do you see what I'm doing with my pennies? I'm putting a penny in each square that I made, the squares I made with my ruler. Okay. How many pennies do I have? You're right. 5 and 5 is 10. I'm doing the same thing that I did on the board. So now I'm going to make a little story problem. And a story problem is when we say how something works. So we're going to make it up with people. We're going to say, Tammy had 10 pennies and she spent 1. So we're going to take 1 off. I'm going to just hold it in my hand. How many pennies does she have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you probably know that already because we had 10. And you go down 1 and that makes 9. Now put that back because if I want to do another problem, a different problem, I have to start with all the pennies on the table. So now I might say Bobby had 10 pennies and he spent 2. So I'm going to take 2 off. How many does he have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10 take away 2 is 8. Now I'm going to do one more problem, but I always have to put those pennies back on. And now this time I'm going to say Trish had 10 pennies because we're doing that same pattern. She lost 3 of them. So now I have to take away 3. Now it doesn't matter where I take them from. It can be anywhere really. How many pennies does she have left? Now I don't have the pattern, so let me just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 take away 7. Nope, 10 take away 3 is 7. So that is what we're doing right here on the board. If we do it on the board or on the table, that's the same problem. So let me do this one more problem and we'll try to find it on the board. So let's say that Jay had 10 pennies and he spent 4. Let me take off 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many does he have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. Where is that problem? He had 10 pennies. It could be any one of these problems, but he took away 4. He had to take away 4. There it is, right there. 10 take away 4 is 6. So then you can practice this. You have pennies. Now, I'm not sure. I think I only gave you 9. So you could either use one of the paper pennies that I gave you, or you could use all paper pennies, or you could just get a penny from your house. You probably have pennies in your house, just like I have pennies in my house. And I want you to do that. Now look at this. This is something that I'm going to be giving you now until the end of our school year. These are flashcards. So if you fold it, it already has a little bit of a broken line, so fold it back and forth and then very carefully separate it. Okay, now you have 2 of them. Now you can still see broken lines all the way down because these are going to be the cards. So let's see how you separate all of them. It's better to fold it one way and then fold it the other way. And then that little perforated line, that's what it's called, is easier to tear. Okay, I have part of them done, but I don't have all of them done. But let's look and see. Now, first of all, you have to get them so the 10 is on the top. 10 take away 0. Oops, upside down. 10 take away 1. Oh, upside down. 10 take away 2. 10 take away 3. And 10 take away 4. Now, I do not want you to put the answer down here. I want you to put the answer on the back with a pencil. So here is our, let's get that one we just did. That's over here. 10 take away 4 equals 6. 10 take away 4. Don't put it down here. Put the number on the back. Just put it on the table or the desk and write number 6. So now what you're going to do is you're going to have these to practice with. 10 take away 0. When you take 0, you still have the same original number. It should be 10. So you're going to write the answers. 10 take away 1. 10 take away 1 equals 9. So that goes on the back. 10 take away 2. And on the back you write 8. And 10 take away 3. And that's 7. There you go. Now you have to do the rest of these yourself. I'm not going to show you how. And then you're going to take these. And you don't have to do this today because you've done a lot of math today, but you're going to take them and you're going to practice. You're going to look at yourself and say, You won't see this side. You'll just see this side. 10 take away 4. 10 take away 4. 10 take away 4. 10 take away 4. 6. So you're going to start practicing. You're just going to basically try to work it right deep, deep, deep down into your brain. And you're going to hang on to these. When you're finished with them, take your paper clip and clip them together and put them back in your envelope because I want you to keep these. I'm going to give you more of them, but different problems because we're going to start working on those. That's another way to learn math. Patterns and worksheets and on the chalkboard or the whiteboard and flashcards. So I want you to work on your math today. Now, I have a little something. I wonder who did a moth, a camouflage. Did anybody do that? If you did, send me a picture. I'd like to see it. I think that's a very fun thing to do. Now we're done with our math, so I'm going to move my pennies out of the way. It is time for spelling. Now the spelling on Wednesday is this little folder here that has all the little doors here. Gee, I wish Julia was here to help me. I had to stay away from her a little bit because her mom wasn't sure. She's not sick, but she was with somebody that got a little sick. So we're just staying away, but pretty soon I'm going to have her come here and help me teach. So the first thing you do, there should be a second sheet. It says look, say, cover, write, check. So you can read that to yourself and to your mom or your dad. First of all, you write all 6 of your spelling words correctly. So copy them from the card I gave you in that little pocket. Now everything is closed because the only thing you've done is write them. And you're looking at them and saying them. You're not just reading them, you're saying jump. J-U-M-P, jump, jump, because that's a word you can hear all the letters. Jumping, jump, and ing, we're really getting onto that ing, I-N-G, jumping, washing, singing, all those things. Come, it's not comb, it's not comey, it's come. This is a tricky word, it's trying to trick you, don't let it. C-O-M-E. Now, that's the ow. Did you know ow? When you say ow, it's spelled O-W. Put the N in front of it, and it's now. Play, A-Y, A sound. When you see A-Y, it's an A sound. Play. And playing. P-L-A-Y, play. Playing, P-L-A-Y-I-N-G. Then, cover it up, open the next door, and have somebody say the words to you while you're not looking, and you write them on the list. Jump. So you write jump. And then you write jumping. Jumping. Come. 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 C-O-M. And now, oh, you remember the ow. First the N. Ow. And then you do play. P-L-A-E. And playing. Playing. P-L-A-E-I-N-G. And now you check. So you open up all the doors. And you look. And you see jump. J-U-M-P. J-U-M-P. Oh, I can give myself a star. Jumping. J-U-M-P-I-N-G. J-U-M-P-I-N-G. I can give myself a star. Come. C-O-M-E. C-O-M. Oop, not good. I didn't do that one right. And you go through all of them. And the ones that you didn't do right, you got to write them again here. C-O-M-E. So you can remember, because you're going to be doing that again. We don't have enough lines, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. So that's how you do your spelling. And now I'm going to get a different chart, because we're going to do the writing. How do you make maple syrup? That was in your writing folder. And I got my chart, so we can work on that together. Now, this is not a story. This is a list. A list is different from a story. So you're going to make from the top to the bottom and see what you need to do to make maple syrup. So you have to remember, what are some things that we learned when we went to the sugar bush? They call it sugar bush. What did we learn? Is the first thing that we do get a bucket? Well, that's kind of one of the things, but how do we know which tree to put it on? We have to find a maple tree. In fact, we have to find a sugar maple. In fact, we have to know our trees. So we already know that Miss Dorothy knew her trees, so she found her maple tree. So the first thing you have to do is find a maple tree. So you can write this one down, just like me. Find a maple tree. And it has to be a sugar maple. And that's a sentence. Now, is the next thing to get the sap? Well, yes it is, but what do you have to do to get the sap? Don't you have to drill a hole in the tree? Yes, you do. And you don't have to drill a really long hole. It's only a couple of inches. So drill a hole in the tree. Now, when you drill a hole in the tree, is the sap coming out of the hole? Well, yes it is, but you have to put something in the hole. What do? You put in a little tube. It's not a very big tube, and it's not any old tube. It's a little metal tube, so you've got to have the right equipment. So you have to put a tube into the hole. Now, boys and girls, I know you know what else to do. But I am going to let you write it. Now, don't forget, if you can't spell, try to sound it out. If you want to ask your mom or dad a couple of words, that's okay. But if you can just try to spell, they can help you think of these things. They can help you write a few things down. See if you can get a few more things. Now, I left a little space in between because maybe I forgot some. So you think of what they could be, and then you finish writing that, and then you do some reading. Make sure you're doing reading. We're going to figure out how to do more reading together when we have more school. So finish your reading, and I have something fun for us to do this afternoon. So I will see you later. Bye-bye.